If you're doing this every single day, you could be quietly crushing your testosterone and you don't even realize it. No pain, no warning, no obvious sign, just slow, invisible damage. And the worst part, it feels completely normal. You wake up a little more tired than usual. Your energy dips in the afternoon. Your motivation isn't what it used to be. Work feels heavier. The gym feels harder. Even your mood, slightly off. You brush it off. Maybe I didn't sleep well. Maybe I'm just stressed. Maybe this is just getting older. But what if it's not? What if there's one daily habit, something you've repeated hundreds, maybe thousands of times, that's quietly lowering your testosterone every single day? And here's where it gets uncomfortable. Most people think this habit is harmless. Some even think it's healthy. That's what makes it so dangerous. Because you're not avoiding it, you're reinforcing it, and your body is paying the price. Lower testosterone doesn't just affect muscle or strength. It changes how you think, how you feel, how you show up in your life. It can drain your confidence, kill your drive, slow your metabolism, and over time, it can completely reshape your body without you realizing why. But that's not even the scariest part, because by the time most men notice something is wrong, the damage has already been building for years. And this is where things get even more interesting. Your body has been trying to warn you. Subtle signs, small signals, changes you've probably noticed but never connected. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. In the next few minutes, you're going to discover what this habit really is, how it slowly interferes with your hormones, and why fixing it might be one of the fastest ways to start feeling like yourself again. But before we get there, ask yourself this: have you felt more tired lately, even after a full night of sleep? Because that might be your first clue. You've probably noticed something feels off, not dramatically wrong, not enough to panic, just small changes that slowly stack up over time. Your energy isn't as consistent. You don't feel as sharp in the morning. That natural drive, the one that used to push you to get things done, feels weaker. And maybe you've told yourself, it's normal. Life is busy. I'm just getting older. It's probably stress. But here's the truth most people don't talk about. Your body doesn't just randomly lose energy, motivation, or strength. There's usually a reason. And when it comes to testosterone, that reason is often hiding in your daily routine, not in some extreme lifestyle choice, but in something subtle, something repetitive, something you barely question anymore. Here's where it gets interesting. Testosterone isn't just about muscle or masculinity. It's deeply connected to your brain, your mood, your metabolism, even your confidence. When it starts to drop, even slightly, your entire system feels it. You think slower, you recover slower, you feel less driven. And this is the part no one talks about. It doesn't happen overnight. It's gradual, almost invisible, which is exactly why most men miss it. They wait until the signs are obvious: low energy, stubborn belly fat, poor focus. But by then, the root cause has been quietly building for years. Now, this is where most people go wrong. They start looking for complicated solutions, supplements, extreme diets, expensive programs. But what if the real problem isn't what you're missing? It's what you're doing every single day without realizing the impact. Because the habit we're about to break down doesn't just affect your testosterone once in a while. It chips away at it daily. And once you understand how it works, you'll start noticing it everywhere. In your routine, in your environment, maybe even in things you thought were helping you. But wait, because what this habit actually does inside your body is even more surprising. Section 1. The habit you don't question, and why it's draining you. So what is this habit? It's not something extreme. It's not some rare behavior. It's something incredibly common. Constant late-night screen exposure and poor sleep timing. Yeah, not what most people expect. But here's where it gets interesting. You might think, I sleep 6, 7 hours. I'm fine. But your body doesn't just care about how long you sleep. It cares when, how, and what happens before you fall asleep. And this is where things quietly go wrong. Every night, when you scroll your phone, watch videos, or sit under bright artificial lights, your brain is being tricked. It thinks it's still daytime. That blue light hitting your eyes? It suppresses melatonin, the hormone that signals your body to sleep. No melatonin checks, delayed sleep signals. Delayed sleep checks, disrupted hormonal rhythm. And testosterone? It's heavily tied to that rhythm. Most of your daily testosterone production happens while you sleep, especially during deep sleep cycles. So when your sleep is fragmented, delayed, or low quality, you're not just a bit tired, you're producing less testosterone. But that's not the real problem, because one bad night won't destroy anything. It's the repetition, night after night, week after week. Your body starts adapting in the wrong direction. Lower hormone output becomes your new baseline. Now think about your routine. You're in bed, but still on your phone. One more video, one more scroll, one more notification. Suddenly, it's 1 a.m. You fall asleep, but it's shallow, broken. You wake up feeling okay, but not sharp. That's your first warning sign. And here's something most people don't realize. Even if you sleep 7 hours, if your sleep cycles are disrupted, your testosterone can still drop. It's not just about duration, it's about quality and timing. But wait, this changes everything, because this habit doesn't just reduce testosterone directly, it triggers a chain reaction, and that's where things get worse. Section 2. The hormone chain reaction no one talks about. Here's what most people don't realize. Your body is a system, not isolated parts. When one thing goes off, everything else starts shifting. And poor sleep doesn't just lower testosterone. It raises cortisol, your stress hormone. Now this is where things get dangerous. Cortisol and testosterone have an inverse relationship. When cortisol goes up, testosterone goes down. It's like a seesaw. And if you're constantly stressed, tired, and sleep deprived, that seesaw stays tilted in the wrong direction. But wait, it gets worse. High cortisol doesn't just affect hormones. It changes your behavior. You crave sugar. You lose motivation to train. You feel more irritable. You move less. And suddenly, without realizing it, you're gaining fat, especially around your belly. Now here's the twist most people miss. That belly fat isn't just a result of low testosterone. It actually makes it worse. Because fat tissue, especially visceral fat, can convert testosterone into estrogen. So now you're stuck in a loop. Less sleep, lower testosterone, more fat, gain more fat, even lower testosterone. And around it goes. Day after day. But here's where it gets personal. You've probably noticed this already. That stubborn fat that won't go away. That drop in motivation. That off feeling you can't explain. It's not random. Your body is reacting to what you're doing daily. And this is the part no one talks about. You can go to the gym. Eat healthy. Take supplements. But if your sleep and nighttime habits are broken, you're fighting an uphill battle. And most people never realize why. But wait, there's another layer to this. Because it's not just about hormones. This habit is also rewiring your brain. Section 3. How this habit rewires your brain and kills drive. Here's something that might surprise you. Testosterone isn't just physical. It's deeply tied to your brain. Your focus, your confidence, your willingness to take action. And poor sleep? It directly affects your brain chemistry. When you stay up late scrolling, your brain is overstimulated. Constant dopamine hits. Fast content. Endless novelty. Your brain never truly winds down. So when you finally try to sleep, it struggles. And even when you wake up, your brain is still fatigued. Now this is where things go wrong. Low quality sleep reduces dopamine sensitivity. That means things that used to feel rewarding don't anymore. Work feels harder. Gym feels like effort. Even simple tasks feel draining. And this is where testosterone quietly plays a role. Because healthy testosterone levels are linked to motivation, competitiveness, and drive. When it drops, you don't just feel tired, you feel less you. But wait, this changes everything. Because now your habits start shifting. You avoid discomfort. You procrastinate more. You seek easy stimulation. Junk food. Distractions. And that feeds right back into the problem. Late night scrolling continues. Sleep quality drops again. Testosterone drops further. And now you're stuck in a mental and physical loop. But here's the scary part. Most people think this is just normal life. They don't realize it's being driven by a daily habit. And this is where things get even deeper. Because this habit doesn't just affect how you feel today. It can shape how you age. Section 4. The long-term damage most people ignore. Let's fast forward. Not weeks, but years. Because this is where the real impact shows up. Chronic poor sleep and disrupted hormone cycles don't just cause short-term fatigue. They can accelerate aging. Lower testosterone over time is linked with reduced muscle mass, increased fat storage, lower bone density, reduced cognitive sharpness. And here's the part most people don't expect. It can also affect your confidence and presence, the way you carry yourself, the way you respond to challenges, the way you show up in relationships. All of it is influenced, at least in part, by your hormonal state. Now think about this. If a simple nightly habit is slowly lowering your testosterone, then over years, it's quietly shaping your entire trajectory. Your body, your energy, your mindset. But here's where it gets hopeful. Because unlike many health problems, this one is reversible. And often, faster than you think. But wait, this is the part that changes everything. You don't need extreme changes. You don't need complicated routines. You just need to fix what's happening in those final hours of your day. Because that's where the damage starts. And that's also where the recovery begins. Now here's the part most people have been waiting for. Because once you understand what's happening, fixing it becomes surprisingly simple. Not easy, but simple. First, protect your sleep like it actually matters. Because it does. That means cutting off screens at least 60 minutes before bed. Not 5 minutes. Not just one last scroll. Your brain needs time to shift out of stimulation mode. Second, control your light exposure. Dim the lights at night. Avoid bright overhead lighting. Your body reads light as a signal, and that signal directly affects your hormones. Third, lock in a consistent sleep time. Not random. Not whenever you feel tired. Your body runs on rhythm. When you sleep and wake at different times every day, your testosterone production becomes inconsistent too. And here's where it gets interesting. Most people think boosting testosterone is about adding something, supplements, diets, hacks. But in reality, it's often about removing what's quietly lowering it every day. Fix your nights, and your days start changing. Better energy, sharper focus, stronger drive. And over time, your body starts correcting itself. Because it was never broken, it was just responding to what you were doing. And now, you know exactly where to start. If this made you rethink your daily routine, you're not alone. Most people never connect these dots until it's pointed out. The good news is, small changes here can lead to real, noticeable results over time. If you found this helpful, consider subscribing for more simple, practical health insights like this.